Recently, we have been discussing the ultimate fate of Ubisoft as it will be decided in 2025, either selling off some lesser used IPs, a strengthened partnership with Tencent moving forward, taking the company private off of the stock market, or maybe, now with this new information that's out there, maybe Ubisoft is just simply going to be going directly into bankruptcy because things are even worse than you know. Ubisoft financial turmoil points towards imminent bankruptcy in 2025. That's not good. Ubisoft is not doing well. This is likely the sentiment shared by its executives as they grapple with the fall of the once incredible gaming giant. But according to earnings reports, the company could face bankruptcy in 2025 if nothing changes. I mean, you look at all of the bombs that they had in 2024. Everything that they released fell flat on its face. Skull and Bones, I mean, that was a $200 million nosedive for them. XDefiant couldn't even survive the year. And then, of course, Star Wars Outlaws, bro. But hey, at least he had the award-winning Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. All right, that studio was disbanded after it was released because nobody bought the game. But hey, at least, Assassin's Creed Shadows got pushed off to 2025, so they didn't have a handful of bombs on the air. This is a company that brought us the fantastical Prince of Persia franchise, a gritty stealth rival to Metal Gear, Splinter Cell, the revolutionary Assassin's Creed series, and the acclaimed titles, yes, like Ghost Recon, Farcry, and Rainbow Six. Beyond Good and Evil, Rayman, it's like Ubisoft has so many fantastic IPs that they do nothing with. And when they do dust them off, well, they're just trash. Yet now, it's but a shadow of its former glory. Ubisoft appears to have have overindulged in ideological fervor of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, or feel free to rearrange some of those letterings to appropriately describe what Ubisoft has done to themselves. Diversity, inclusion, equity, perhaps alienating its core fan base in the process, and that's a costly mistake. A recent deep dive into Ubisoft's publicly available financial reports as of October 30th revealed a startling truth. If something doesn't change quickly, Ubisoft could be looking at imminent bankruptcy in 2025. Oh, just you wait though. They're going to announce Watch Dogs 4 any day now. That'll turn the company around. The real problem Ubisoft faces lies in its numbers, more specifically its finances. Things have gotten so bad for Ubisoft, it might actually go tits up in 2025. According to publicly available financial reports, Ubisoft has not only has an immense debt burden, but it's also increased its debt significantly to last year, 2023, as its latest financial report. Ubisoft's non-IFRS net debt stands at 1.1 billion euros, with an IFRS debt or net debt of 1.4 billion euros. It's a sharp increase from 880.8 million in previous years. Yeah, quite a significant uptick, and I wonder why. You release games like this, and it's like, what are you doing? Some kind of a Fortnite? No, we got our own. I was like, oh, okay, cool. We're just gonna go and continue to play Fortnite. No, it's different. It's better. Yeah, sure it is. This is a serious concern because it indicates that Ubisoft isn't generating enough revenue to offset its borrowing. You don't say. We have more debt than we did the previous years, but we've been taking out more loans and releasing more flops. Why aren't the numbers getting better? Coupled with declining cash reserves, now at 932 million euros, the company is in a precarious financial position. Yeah, because that's smaller than the amount of money that they owe, just in case you couldn't figure that out. Adding to these woes, Ubisoft's stock performance has been abysmal. Its stock has seen a significant decline, falling by nearly 80% in value compared to 5 years ago. Currently trading at 12.3 euros. It's one of the lowest points in Ubisoft history, reflecting waning investor confidence in the company's ability to recover. And yeah, during that entire time, you've had the Guillemot family who have been with the company since its inception, thinking that, yeah, they can go ahead and turn things around if they take the company private. Meanwhile, they were the ones that got the stock to peak, and then now we're responsible for it to be absolutely through the floor. Struggles extend beyond financial statements. Its latest game, Star Wars Outlaws, has reportedly sold well below expectations, and now it's deeply discounted everywhere that you look, and frankly, nobody's playing it. But it got a big update. It got a big title update where instead of fixing the stealth, now they just removed it. I beg your pardon? You're the company, right? As it was pointed out earlier, that revolutionized the stealth genre. Okay, Splinter Cell, those were bangers back in the cut. And now the only thing that's being stealthy is the remaining audience. Pre-orders were rumored to have been abysmal, and Ubisoft has yet to release official sales figures, often a sign that numbers are poor. Yeah, no announcements, no follow-ups after the release or anything like that. It's just simply, hey guys, we're coming to Steam. It's like, oh, so it sold really bad for you on your own proprietary software, right? Nope, no, everything's great. Shut up. Financial analysts estimate that the game has underperformed to such an extent that it has significantly damaged Ubisoft's liquidity. Yeah, which is why after, going back and pulling back from Steam, now they come crawling back as they found that the core audience wasn't really all that enthusiastic or that large, and then also they're returning at the lowest point in the company's history and then still trying to microtransaction and nickel and dime everyone that's left to death. Good strategy you have there. In a surprising move, Ubisoft decided to release Outlaws on Steam shortly after launch. Yeah, like a month or so, right? No, because Outlaws launched late August and then had its official Steam release in November, so a couple of months, okay? Rather than keeping it exclusive to Ubisoft Connect platform, a strategy that it didn't use for previous blockbuster Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The decision suggests a desperate attempt to recoup sales and improve cash flow, and well, let's just say it's not doing that well right now. So understanding credit ratings and why Ubisoft is at risk. Okay. To provide some context within the investment world, companies are assigned credit ratings to measure their financial health and reliability. Those are the two main categories. Investment grade ratings indicate strong financial stability and low risk, and junk ratings indicate high risk and greater likelihood of default or bankruptcy. Credit ratings range from AAA, the highest rating, but yeah, we are a quadruple A company. Remember how they started the year? Oh, how the turntables have turned tables. To CC, imminent bankruptcy. Well, I wouldn't imagine that they're down at like CC, but I would imagine like maybe a B or something like that. Anything rated a triple B, a negative or higher, is considered investment grade, while anything below this threshold is classified as junk. These ratings provide a quick and standardized way for investors to gauge the risk of investing in companies. Okay. However, in cases a formal public rating isn't available, analysts rely on publicly available data to estimate the company's standing. And what have they figured out right here? Estimate Ubisoft's credit rating to be B minus, based on a short summary of the analysis of the debt, financial reports, and overall market performance. A deeper dive into its financial reports, a more comprehensive analysis reveals an even bleaker picture. This includes not only their poor stock performance, ongoing rumors of a buyout, and a brief yet concerning strike among Ubisoft employees in Italy. Was it in Italy? I thought it was in Paris, but okay. But also, their unusually high workforce. Yeah, those bloated teams, man, creating just absolute disaster. Based on our calculations, Ubisoft's 18,666, apropos, employees cost the company an estimated 746.6 million euros annually, a figure far too high for a company struggling with mounting debt and declining revenue. I mean, that's just... 18,000 companies at a studio that releases 5 noteworthy titles a year? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely insane. Makes the workforce size unsustainable under current financial conditions. Yeah, I wonder how many of those jobs, if you really went down, how many of them are like developers or people that are punching in code on a daily basis, and how many of those are superfluous jobs? I would wonder. Adding to this, the cancellation of multiplayer game XDefiant, costly development of Skull and Bones have significantly impacted the bottom line. Skull and Bones alone reportedly cost somewhere between $650 and $850 million over a decade of development. An investment in the company will almost certainly never recover due to the game's poor performance. Yeah, because it was supposed to be live service in some aspect. That's already been trashed. The sales figures, these failures highlight major inefficiencies in Ubisoft's management of resource and production cycles. Exactly, you hired that many people and you can't craft something even good enough to last a calendar year? What the hell are you doing? Additionally, there are rumors that Ubisoft has been forced to hire external contractors to assist in game development because its internal workforce is reportedly overstaffed with inexperienced employees. Yeah, we talked about this recently with the Assassin's Creed boss saying, yeah, like half of our employees have never developed the game before in their life. And I mean, you got 18,500 people working there, and you can't even get half the staff that's experienced to work on your flagship title? What are you doing? This imbalance has contributed to rising production costs and increasingly stretched budgets. Financial strain is further compounded by the unconfirmed but widely reported poor sales of Star Wars Outlaws BAs, of course. As a result of these mounting issues, Ubisoft's estimated credit rating has dropped from a B- to triple C. Oh, Oh shit. Yeah, that's not good. Last time I checked, and last time we checked, that's not a smart investment apparently. Put this in perspective, a triple C rating indicates that bankruptcy is imminent unless drastic and positive changes occur. Speaking of Tupac Shakur, Ubisoft is, well, looking at a fate 6 feet under. This rating, yes, is just 2 steps above the double C, which signifies an almost certain default. Unfortunately, the outlook for Ubisoft does not inspire confidence. Even Shadows, yes, one of the flagship franchise titles, has faced significant backlash from fans ever since its announcement. Yeah, because they did the dumbest thing possible. Ubisoft's endgame, bankruptcy or salvation. Interesting. Now, once an acclaimed and beloved gaming company, it has now been reduced to a debt-heavy ideology-driven corporate shadow of its former self. Yeah, because Ubisoft, yeah, they're one of the OGs back in the cut. They've been around for just about 40 years. Are they going to be able to celebrate that anniversary? Oh, time will tell, I guess. Some may argue that a Tencent buyout, as a rumor suggests, could be a Ubisoft saving grace. However, the reality is that Tencent would likely be smarter to let Ubisoft declare bankruptcy, and then come in and, pillage whatever's remaining that's out there. And that's why we've also heard speculation recently that Ubisoft might be in a more advantageous situation if they were to just simply sell off some of their more lucrative IPs to try and float the company a little bit further. Because, yeah, at least if they do that now, they could receive something, because obviously defaulting and going into some sort of bankruptcy, that'll all be sold for pennies on the dollar. Instead, Tencent, yes, could acquire Ubisoft's valuable IPs in an inevitable auction that would follow bankruptcy. After all, Tencent is interested in Ubisoft's IPs, not its employees or corporate culture. Exactly, because that's where all the money is. If such a fate were to come to pass, it would be a sad and pathetic end for Ubisoft, but one that they definitely deserve. A company that once stood the pinnacle of the gaming industry collapsing into bankruptcy. And I've told the story time and time again. In the early 2010s, I was buying up everything with Ubisoft that was on it. When they were at the height of cranking out Farcry and Assassin's Creed titles, I was buying every collector's edition, getting all of the strategy guides with it, everything that I could possibly get, because they were high quality stuff. And I had a lot of spare time on my hands. So yeah, I could dedicate the dozens of hours needed to put into those big open world games that, actually felt full and lived in, as opposed to these soulless disasters that they've been cranking out recently. Yeah. And yet, all signs point to 2025 as being the year Ubisoft might take its final breath, collapsing into shadows in what seems to be its last desperate adventure to survive. Exactly, and we're going to be able to see how long they can go when Shadows ultimately does come out, and we'll be able to see the best of that 18,666 person staff can offer. If it's as bad as we anticipate it's going to be, or if it might defy expectations. Hell, I would be more shocked. That would be the biggest surprise of 2025 if Assassin's Creed Shadows was anything but terrible, because we've seen gameplay incredibly uninspiring. We've heard about what they're prioritizing, and it's like, yep, makes a lot of sense from a developer speaking all of this diversity, inclusion, and equity nonsense. But I'd love for it to be good, because seeing a once great company like Ubisoft just descend into ashes, that does kind of suck. But at this point in time, man, this is one of those pillars to just hasten the fall of the Western gaming industry. Yeah, you better take that bitch down, because you can't bake a cake without cracking a couple of eggs. And if that involves BioWare not being able to be around before they can launch whatever they're going to do to Mass Effect once again, so be it. That means CD Projekt Red folds in on itself because they girl boss too close to the sun with Witcher 4. Sucks to suck, I guess. And if Ubisoft has to take a hidden blade to the throat, then that's what has to happen in order for the greater industry to survive. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.